Hey everyone, I'm Steph,
And I'm Megan.
and welcome to another episode of Late Night Reads.
This week we are talking contemporary romance and covering Only in Your Dreams by Ellie K. Wilde.
Let's start with why we're picking this book. We absolutely devoured it.
Yes. My God.
Good.
Could
Could
not put it
not
down.
could not
Yeah.
put it down. I
Oh my
love the
gosh.
storytelling. I love the banter between the characters. I love the spice.
Spice was so nice.
So nice.
It
And then
was
I
so nice.
also
It was dirty. It was so dirty.
that's the
It was a
best kind though,
dirty
isn't it?
chai. It's like a dirty chai latte spice. Just,
Mm.
ugh, throw me in it.
Please, right? And then
So
I
good.
also appreciated there was a lot of authenticity in how Melody realizes she's been love bomb, manipulated, gaslit by her ex-boyfriend. Because oftentimes, if you've ever been in one of those situations, when you're in the midst of it, you do not see it. Like
True.
you just don't. Your friends do. And then it takes someone else kind of pointing it out to you where you're like, oh shit, this isn't great. And so I know
Yeah.
I've been in one of those situations before a long time ago, and so this felt really authentic to me. And then how can you not love Zach? Like he built a house for her. He got a tattoo every year for her. He's loved her and no one else for 14 years. If you want to talk
It
about
gives
like
yeah.
the Notebook vibes.
Exactly. I was gonna say, like, it gives really big like Noah vibes from the Notebook, and you're like, oh,
Well, even the song Hopelessly Devoted to You from Greece, this is
yeah,
the definition of that song.
so true. Oh,
Plus,
love him.
the side characters, Parker, Summer, Brooks, are top notch. Makes us want to read their stories, which we'll talk more about.
Yes. Now, here are a few things that you should know about the author, Ellie K. Wilde. So, she is a Canadian. Hey, what's up, Canada? And she's a writer of contemporary romance and romantic comedies. She also enjoys writing stories with dirty mouthed cinnamon roll heroes and the fiery women who bring them to their knees, which we love. Yes, give me more. And when she's not writing, she loves reading romance books herself, binging reality TV, and snuggling with her fur babies. Same, all the above. Love it.
Right? Same. We're basically the same person,
We're
except
basically
we
the
don't
same
live in
person.
Canada, but we love
Yeah,
Canada.
we love Canada. So it's
So,
okay.
so before jumping into this book, a couple of key reminders. This episode will contain spoilers. We assume if you're listening that you've read this book, you've been warned. This book also contains a small number of sensitive topics compared to most of the books that we cover on the show.
I would say this is like the shortest list I think I've ever seen.
And some of them might be a little bit of a stretch, right? There is some mention of alcoholism, there is some mention of anxiety and emotional abuse.
Yeah, pretty short list. Not bad. But now let's talk tropes, which is a little bit longer. So first we have friends to lovers. Zach and Melody were friends in high school, but they never officially crossed the line, so they're still trying to figure that whole thing out. Because also we have a sibling's best friend trope. Zach was Melody's twin brother's best friend until they had a falling out right before college about Zach's interest in Melody. They're still friends at the start of the book, but definitely not as close as they once were. It's kind of like a whole like don't date my sister or you're going to be in so much trouble. Next, we have Second Chance. So Melody tried to cross the line with Zach back in high school and like asked him to kiss her before she left for college. He left and told her to wait up for him, but he never came back. Bum bum bum. 10 years later, she's back in town and he's determined to now get a real chance with her this time. And it's kind of like, dude, 10 years? Like, that's a long time. We'll get into that. Next, we have sports romance. Zach is the head football coach of a college team, and she also really loves football and like grew up in that environment. Then we have fake relationship, which is always fun and always works out well, doesn't it? Melody pretends to be dating Brooks to keep what's going on with her and Zach a secret from her brother and Summer. But there's a whole twist at the end where everybody already knew. Then we have soulmates. He's literally waited 10 years for her. He built a house for her. He would give literally the world to her and everything she ever wanted. Sounds like a soulmate situation to me. And then we have small town. Oakwood Bay is a fairly small town where everyone knows each other's gossip and like literally if you walk into that diner, Wynn's gonna know what's going on with you and tell the whole entire town. And then lastly, we have one bed, or should we say one tent. So they go camping at the very beginning of this book and they get stranded and end up having to just share an air mattress in the same
Oh,
tent. Oh
oh,
no.
rats.
Darn.
Darn, that sucks for them. Mm-mm.
Bummer.
Bummer. All right, in terms of drama, this book kicks off with some drama because we start off with like a prologue that was 10 years ago, and it's the night before Melody leaves for college. Zach's in her room. He's, as we mentioned, her twin brother Parker's best friend, and she's kind of like the third wheel with the two of them in a little bit,
Yeah.
right? So she definitely considers him to be a friend too. And the door is closed to her room, which is
Ooh.
like, right, you're in high school. You don't have boys in your room with the door closed. It's like a big no-no,
Mm-hmm.
right? And she's like, it's fine. You're basically like a brother to me. And he's like, not a brother, not a brother, not a brother.
Yep. It's like worse than friend zone, family zone.
Yes.
Because you're like, that's
Like,
major no-no. Like,
like you can't cross that line.
no, no.
No. So they talk about the future, like Zach's staying in Oakwood Bay for college. Melody's not. She wants to move to the city. So she has like this big plan, like get me out of the small town. And she talks about like her dream home, which is on her vision board. I want to say props to like what 18-year-old has a house on their vision board
Right?
because that's
Yeah.
pretty impressive. And then obviously like that's a breadcrumb for something that happens later in the book that we learn. But Melody gives Zach a 4-leaf clover, which is a tradition she's done with him before every game, which is super sweet. And I'm also like, where do you find all of these?
I can't even find one 4-leaf clover. I thought it
Right.
was going to be just like a regular, like 3-leaf clover. I was like, where are you finding all of these, girlfriend?
I know, right? Can you tell people? And then he's not gotten her a gift, which is like a typical like 18-year-old boy, I feel like, situation. But he ends up like grabbing his like shoelaces from a new pair of shoes and like ties one on her wrist, has her tie one on his. And I'm like, that's kind of sweet, but also weird.
Yeah, at least it's a new shoelace.
I know if
And
it
he
was
didn't just like
oh,
pull them off of his shoes right then and
just,
there.
like your football cleats, that would be so gross.
Like, no, thank you.
No, thank you. Appreciate the gesture, but no. And then he says this really sweet comment, like, look at this whenever you're missing home and know that someone is thinking about you and missing you. And I'm like, girl, he likes you. And like, there's this like weird tension between the two of them, right? And so Melody finally is like, kiss me. And at first he's like, are you being serious? This is not funny. She's
Yeah.
like, no, it's the truth. And then he does like, stay. I got to go. Stay. Wait for me. I'm like, well, it's her room. Clearly she's going to stay and wait.
Yeah.
Where else is she going to go at like late at night? And he's like, I'll be back. Spoiler alert, he doesn't come back. And in that moment, I was like, this is somehow fucking Parker's fault.
Yes. I was so pissed. I was like, what? Why did you have to leave? Like, I just,
Right.
no. Like, ask for forgiveness. Don't ask for permission. You know?
Exactly. You don't need
Like,
permission to
just
kiss the girl.
kiss the girl. Just kiss her. Who cares? And like the
Well,
worst part was, yeah,
uh,
like he like just doesn't respond to her for like fucking 10 years.
10 years. 10 years.
Ugh.
Like, what?
Could have sent a text, a pigeon, a smoke signal.
You
Come
could
on.
have, I don't know, like told your brother to tell her like some sort of weird message. It's very, very bizarre.
So
But I
odd.
think she
Then-
even sent him a text and he like didn't even respond to it. I'm like, what is wrong with you?
exactly. It's like that could have been your opening. Just been like, ugh, whatever. So fast forward 10 years and we're still not over it, clearly. And she's not over it and he's not over it. But Melody did end up into another relationship, but she was recently dumped by her long-term jackass boyfriend of 6 years who like literally hate this guy. And now she has to move back home, but like she doesn't really have a home because her parents are like on their RV like retirement trip of a lifetime. So she has to move in with her brother who lives above a bar. And I'm like, all these bachelors, man, they're living above the bars. So she's living with her brother, her twin brother Parker, and then again, her ex-boyfriend broke up with her, but he did this literally right before going on a boys' trip to South America. Ew. Like,
Ew.
he's likely just wanted to sleep around. He's just a fuckboy. And like he probably was cheating on her this whole time, even though she doesn't like think he did, but I'm like, pretty sure he did. So he just wants to sleep around and not feel guilty about it. But like this shit happens all the time. And like if someone breaks up with you like this, don't take them back. Ever. Like
Ever.
maybe there were signs you should have broken up sooner. Ugh. But at this point in the book, Melody is upset and, she just is like, I'm broken up with, I'm back in my hometown, I'm like back to zero. And she also just does not see the various ways that her ex-boyfriend Connor was literally trying to control her throughout their entire relationship. Like, he's taking care of her financially, so he cut her off, like, in that sense. He literally encouraged her to only work part-time, so she had to be dependent on him. And then when they break up, she like can't even afford to stay in the city that she's lived in for the past 10 years because he's literally taking care of everything. Like, he also bought her clothes and like which, don't get me wrong, I would love it if somebody bought me
Same.
clothes. Like that's fine. I'm not going to complain about that. But
I want
he
to
would
pick them
literally
out.
be like, yeah, she could not pick them out. He's like, you have to wear this and you have to do your hair like this and you have to do your makeup like that. And it's like, that's very controlling. And
Yes.
like, that's not a healthy relationship. Not good.
But it is really hard to see it when you're in it, though.
Yeah, for
Like, other
sure.
people can see it, but sometimes it's like, oh, but isn't it sweet? Look at all the nice things he gets me. And I'm like, I know, but also,
Did you want that? Like,
did you want that? Like, would you have picked that out for yourself?
yeah. So then there's like an effort to help out Melody. Her brother is like, hey, like, why don't you just take my place and go on the annual Labor Day camping trip with all of our friends? He's like, because I'm gonna have this girl over and we're gonna have super loud, crazy bondage sex. So you don't want to be here. So you should probably just like go on this trip instead. And I'm like, I want a book about you, Parker. What are you up to, buddy? Can we find out what's going on with you? So maybe there'll be a book about him soon. I feel like he'd be a good time. So basically, she has to go on this trip, and he supposedly is staying home having crazy sex. Which,
Like, that's an awkward conversation to have with your sibling.
yeah,
How
I
you
would
need to
not.
leave.
No, I would not do that with my sibling.
Mm. I would just be
Mm-mm.
like, I need you out of the apartment.
Yeah, just
Not,
put a
I'm,
sock on the door or something.
well, I think what's funny is like, he tells her that, but then he keeps like, and she was like, okay. She's like, it's gonna be loud. And then we like to tie each other up. And I'm just like, do you need to keep providing details? She's already uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's like you can just stop. You don't have to like dig deeper into this.
Correct. We don't need more
But I wouldn't
information.
mind if you did. I wouldn't mind if you dug deeper.
Correct. Well, we're gonna find out next year when his book comes
Yeah.
out.
Woohoo.
All right, so Melody is not thrilled about going on this camping trip because Zach is going to be there. And she is still, I would say, holding a grudge against him. Rightfully so. Rightfully so. But she
Mhm.
will get to spend time with her best friend, Summer, who she drives to the campsite with. And during this drive, we learn a little bit more about Melody and Connor's relationship, including how not only did he like buy all of her clothes, dress for her, but he also isolated her from her friends, complaining about how irresponsible her college friends were. That is like number one in a toxic relationship. If you see that happening, you realize that you have no friends outside of his friends. Red flag. Red flag. And he got her a job, but it's remote, so she doesn't even have like work friends. Like, she doesn't talk to anyone besides who he allows her to talk to, which is super fucked up. And like, that's when Melody starts to go like, wait a second. I don't have any friends. And it's not by like her choice. And then we also learn that Summer has been on countless horrible dates. The dating world is not great for Summer.
Yeah.
It is not
I,
great.
I would say it's probably not great in general for people. My single girlfriends right now, they're just like, where are all the decent guys? Like,
Right?
but I mean,
They have to
not
be
gonna
out there,
lie.
right?
You would hope so, but when she talks about the spaghetti dude, I'm like,
I
okay,
know.
yeah, no, that's a
No.
bad one.
Or the guy that told her like he's really glad he beat off before he came to the date. And I'm like, who says that to people? Like,
I'm sure guys do that, but
but like, you don't,
don't
it's the quiet
admit
part.
that. You
You
keep
keep
those
it to
thoughts in
yourself.
your head. You don't
Or
say that out
like,
loud.
if that maybe it's like when you're in a relationship and it's longer term and you want like to share, I don't know.
Yeah, if
But
they're
not,
into
that's
that.
not first date material.
No. No.
And in addition to Summer having like the world's worst dating luck, we also
Yeah.
learned that Zach has changed a lot. So he used to be like kind of like fun and laughed a lot, and now he's called the Ogre of Oakwood because he's in a perpetual crappy mood. And I'm like, I wonder why. I wonder how long that's been going on, Zach.
Hmm.
Hmm.
And then we switch over to Zach's point of view. And he is at the campsite setting everything up like he always does. And he clearly has some like animosity towards Parker. They're not as close as they once were. And immediately makes us think like something had to have happened between them. And, 10 years ago, like that's why he didn't go back to see Melody. And like that's why that hurt their friendship. Something's going on that we need to uncover. Put your detective goggles on and be like, what's happening? So he also is in a pretty shitty work situation. He fortunately was promoted to the head coach of the college football team, but it's only because they couldn't get a new coach. And that's because like the teams had like a really terrible performance the last couple of seasons. And so he like gets this opportunity and told, you need to quickly turn it around within like 4 or 5 games or you're fired. It's like, no pressure. No pressure whatsoever. Okay,
No.
great.
It sounds like every leadership job in the tech industry where they like hire you and they're like, "Hi, I know things have been really bad. Sales have been not great, but you can turn that around like 3 to 6 months.
And you're like,
Your
that's
sales
not how
cycle
this
is 9
works.
months. What do you mean?"
Yeah, it's
like math.
this is not going to work for me. No, okay. But, I'll give it a go, I guess.
It'll be fine.
And yeah, you're like, shit. And then I guess like the head coach, not head coach, but like the guy above him is also like a major dick and just like does not help the situation. So we also learn here that Zach still wears that red shoestring bracelet that he had Melody tie around his arm that night. He still has it. He knows that he should cut it off and like wants to like cleanse thoughts of him and Melody, but he just hasn't been able to let go. Like literally. Like this thing is holding on by shreds. And it's just like clear he's been madly in love with Melody still for the past 14 years now. And she's the one who got away and just like the biggest regret of his life.
I also wondered how dirty that shoestring bracelet
Oh, God,
was.
yeah. It's gotta be so yucky.
Yucky.
Mm.
Okay. So then Summer and Melody show up, and Zach has like no idea Melody's coming. So at this point, I was like, Parker is definitely up to something. And then I started to get like, is there really a girl coming over who likes loud sex? Or is this some big
Right.
ploy, like for you to fix a wrong that you created a decade ago?
Mm-hmm.
Because guess who has to share a tent? Well, it was me, Parker and Zach, and now it's me, Zach and Melody. And interesting. He would have known that.
Yeah.
Right, especially since Parker made Zach get an air mattress because, Parker was like, "Oh, you're like, I'm old. I don't want to sleep on the ground," which is very true.
Very true. I don't
Very
go
true.
camping for that reason. I'm like, no, I don't want to sleep on the ground.
No.
An air mattress still. I'm like, no.
No, thank you. So then we also get to meet Brooks, who's a former NFL player, coaches on the college football team with Zach, and he's quickly become part of like the friend group. And his last girlfriend, Naomi, queen bitch, she did a real number on him after he got a concussion and retired from the NFL. She didn't love like not being a wag anymore, so she upgraded and left him for a former teammate that was still an active player.
So bad.
So bad. And he's like the sweetest like guy. Anyways, so Zach is pissed that Summer didn't tell him Melody was coming either. So Zach is pissed now at Parker and Summer. And Summer's like, "Why are you mad at me? Like, you're always asking about her. Aren't you glad to see her?"
Yeah.
Hello? And that's when Summer's like, you have to be nice to her. She just got out of a long-term relationship. She's having a hard time. And Zach's like, "Wait, what?"
Yeah, he's like, perks up a little bit.
Perks up.
Huh?
Opening.
She's single?
Single?
Okay.
Tell me about it. Tell me more. And then that's when Summer mentions, well, I think Melody's ex-boyfriend was really controlling, but I don't think Melody has like her head wrapped around all of that yet. And then we get like a mini flashback from Zach's perspective because he did go to see her when she was in the city. And it had to be sometime in the last like 5 to 6 years because when he saw her, she was with Connor. So he didn't talk to her.
Oh, it's one of those just like missed opportunity moments. You're like, no.
Which also feels very much like The Notebook.
Yes, very true. And then Zach's internal rage kicks in when Melody starts talking about all of like these weird rules that Connor had for her. Like no drinking, has to stick to a very specific meal plan. And like apparently she had like gained a few pounds and it made him concerned about her health. And like, first of all, hell no. You do not mention anything about a woman's weight ever. Like, there's a huge difference between like, hey, you know what? Like, I feel like we've just been drinking a lot and not eating healthy. Like, let's just try and do better, like for ourselves, to like better ourselves, but not like I don't want you to drink and I want you to eat better because you're gaining too much weight. Like, ooh,
Not
that's
great.
bad.
It's really
That's not good.
bad.
Major red flags. So then Melody, as she's telling everybody this, sees everyone's facial features on like Brooke, Summer, and Zach when she's talking about the rules, and she's like, "Oh, you guys are reacting really weird to this. Is that not normal? Is that bad?" Like now she's starting to question everything, and we're like, "Yes, hello, finally." And then Brooks makes Melody a cheeseburger because he's like, "You know what? You got to eat some food, man. Like eat what you want." But he doesn't know that she's seriously lactose intolerant, has like major cheese on this thing, oozing with cheese. And she's like considering eating it because she just doesn't want to cause any trouble. Because remember, she's been like literally like badgered down by this ex-boyfriend. And Zach full on just like grabs it and switches it out with another burger that has no cheese because he remembers all of these things. Also, I'm like, apparently Parker is also lactose intolerant. So to be fair, like that's not like something that's like too uncommon. Like if one twin
Right.
has it, the other one probably does too. Maybe Brooke should have thought about that, just saying. But Zach does, which is really sweet. And then we see Melody have a legit panic attack after spilling some water on Brooks, like on his shoes. And she just starts like freaking out and just like apologizing and like trying to like wipe away his shoes, like with her like hands and stuff. Because she's thinking about Connor and how he would have responded to her being such a klutz. And Zach is right there and he's just like, what in the world is going on with you? And he's like trying to help her through it. And this is the moment when she even starts to realize how Connor controlled her throughout their entire relationship and was like emotionally abusive and like
Yeah.
manipulative throughout everything and like ghost, like gaslighting her on everything and just like such a bad guy. And then there's also a moment where Zach wants to try and talk to her about what happened 10 years ago, or at least like gives the impression he wants to try and talk about it. But she's like, no, no, I can't go there. Like, let's not do this right now. And I'm like, dude, okay, you had 10 years to explain yourself. So unless there was some horrible tragedy that like she doesn't know about, she doesn't want to hear it. And honestly, I don't blame
Yeah.
her. I'm like, yeah, pick up the goddamn phone, text, pigeon, whatever. Like, fox trail, I don't know, something.
The internet exists for a reason.
Yes, like there's so many things you could have done. And it's just like, I don't blame her for that. Like, yeah.
I don't either. So later that night, a bad storm comes in and they need to quickly leave the campsite, which is like another reason why I don't want to camp. I don't want like emergencies like that. So she runs back to grab something out of the tent while Zach waits for the cars and for her. The only problem is Summer and Brooks, who drove there, have taken off thinking that Zach and Melody were in the other person's car. And I'm like, that's not great. And they have no cell service. So now they're stuck up
Not
there
good.
together in the midst of like, well, not only are you stuck camping, which to me sounds horrible anyways, but
Yeah, no, thank you. I
no,
am
thank you.
not a camper. Not even glamping, honestly. I'm just
No,
like, give me a hotel. I want a hotel. Like, I'm sorry. I'm a princess. I
I'm
I can't
I'm
do
the
it.
same way. My husband says like Holiday Inn is camping to me. And I'm like,
Yeah,
you're
that's
correct.
camping.
I need a Hilton.
Yes. Hmm.
So
Or spoiled. Sorry.
we're we're honest about it. We know like I know who I am and what I deserve.
Yes. I have friends who go camping every year and they're always like, "Are you guys coming?" And I'm like, "No.
No.
No.
That's sweet that
No,
you
I'm not."
offered. And you
Yeah,
think
it's
I
like
would do that.
yeah, it's like I love you so much and I will spend time with you when you get back.
Correct.
I'm not going.
Is there air conditioning? No. If there's not, I don't go.
If it
So,
zips, I am not going.
oh, that's a good point.
Like, mm-mm.
No. So they're stuck up there. So you have like heightened emotions. And there's some arguing about like who's at fault for being stuck, which I feel like is very typical when you're in that situation. And
Mhm.
then thank goodness Brooks packed a ton of food. So they're not going to starve to death because Brooks is like, he comes prepared. He's kind of like the Boy Scout. And you see that a lot specifically in his book, which we'll talk more about later. But the next morning, Melody has a hilarious run in with a chipmunk. Um,
Was it Alvin, Simon, or Theodore? Which one?
I don't know, but it was very large, apparently,
Apparently.
right? Given her reaction. And it causes her to injure her ankle. She falls and she gets covered in mud. And so Zach, comes and rescues her. He carries her back to the campsite and helps her change her clothing. And he makes this comment when he's doing it about dreaming about her naked,
Whoa.
right? And she was just like, why would he dream about me naked? Because in her mind, he must not have liked her 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Right? And the thought
Well,
of
yeah,
kissing
you
her.
think that.
I mean, that would be a normal person's reaction. You said you'd come back, you don't come back, and you don't speak to me for 10 years. I mean,
It was either that or it's like, are you gay?
or you dead.
Or are you dead? It's like, okay, you don't come back. So it's like, maybe you realize in that moment when you're about to kiss a girl, it's like, no, I'm gay. But I don't know how to tell anybody because I'm an athlete and all this stuff and all the stigma behind it. It's like, that's what I thought. It's like, could he have been gay? Maybe that's what she would have thought.
Yeah. I just assumed he
Like,
was
what
an
if
asshole.
I mean, that too. Like, what if this twisted into like a romance story later between like him and like Parker? Like, what if he was like,
Or him
no,
and Brooks.
Or him and Brooks. He's like, actually, I'm in love with your brother and not you. And you're like,
Oh, that would be a
did
major
not see
twist.
that coming.
Did
Like,
not,
that'd be crazy.
did not. That would
But
be
that's
very
not
crazy.
what happens in this book.
No.
But
So, needless to say, I mean, she's quasi naked as she's getting changed and everything. So the sexual tension starts to heat up. And then Melody's like, it feels like something's different with him. And I'm like, yeah, because you're in a tent and you were quasi naked.
yeah,
And
you're
but-
laying there in your sexy underwear.
As he's like
And he had
pulling
to
your
peel it
pants off. Like,
And he's just like,
don't look away, right? This is my favorite part because like she's in such a bad mental health headspace after Connor. Like she can't see that Zach is clearly attracted to her until he's like, I need a minute, Melody. She's like, wait, what? Why? He's like, I need a minute. And he like goes outside to calm himself down, his dick down. I mean, a little bit of both.
yeah.
And I'm like, how are you not here? And I think she probably was just like, I mean, that's like a normal person's reaction.
Right. It's
Right,
like,
sure.
mm.
Sure.
Mhm.
I also think this is where we start to learn about Melody's obsession with lip balm. And I have personally never felt more seen in my entire life.
Same. Oh my God. Yes. I was like, absolutely, girlfriend. I also have them everywhere.
In every room. Because, and I refer to them as like, this is my office chapstick. This is my living room chapstick. Because I literally told my husband the other day, I was like, I'm out of office chapstick. So can you get my purse chapstick and bring it into my office? And then I'll have to replace my purse chapstick. And he was like, how many do you have? I was like, it's not important. This is why I buy them in like large packs.
Yes. You go to Costco and you just get like 100 of them. And then you can't find any of them when you need them.
Correct. And I need them all the time. And I put them on way too many times a day.
Maybe that's saying something more about us. Maybe we have like OCD about having lip balm.
Probably. I mean,
I don't know.
Probably not wrong. But it's really sweet because like it's something that he picks up on. And I love where I need to tell my husband this. He like has chapstick. He's like, well, did you check your pocket for a chapstick like later in the book? And she was like, oh, I never put them in my pocket. And it's like brand new. And I'm like, yes, this is green flag.
Mm-hmm.
Helps with your chapstick addiction.
Yes. Also, then you just have soft lips that are perfect for kissing
All the time.
Wonderful.
And it has to be the right brand because like everyone has their preferred brand. My husband's like, oh, well, can you just use this one? I'm like, no.
Mm-mm. I can't.
He tried to give me
That's
like a sunscreen chapstick the other day for like, he's like, oh, we have this other one that you can put in your purse. I was like, that's a sunscreen chapstick. He was like, I don't understand. I was like, it's for the pool.
It's different.
And he was like,
it's different.
I don't understand. I was like, no, it cannot be used.
It is really good to have sunscreen in your lip balm and stuff because you don't want like your exposure to the sun from your lips. Like it's very important to keep that safe too.
Agreed.
Just saying. So anyway, we love our chapstick. We understand this. We understand this, Melody. You are seen. We feel seen. It's okay. So then Zach asks Melody if she was ever happy with Connor, and she admits she was for a while, but now she can't stop thinking about how like he would supposedly have taken care of her, but like it always came with strings attached. Like whenever they would argue, he would point out all the nice things he's ever done for her, and then she would have to feel like indebted to him basically. So she's like, okay, I guess you're right. Like I'll let it go. Like. So he always won every like argument because that's what he came back with. And she never really saw this like manipulation and like believed like she was the problem in the relationship. Again, major gaslighting here. And now she's like coming to the realization that like, oh, this was not how I thought it was this entire time. And she feels super like embarrassed and humiliated about it. And Zach tries to convince her, like, no, no, like, he's the problem, not you, and I'm gonna go kick his fucking ass. And it's like, yes, please do that. And then Melody also then realizes that Zach basically slept in a water puddle last night. Like, she's on the air mattress, he's on the ground, it's been raining crazy, a little bit sleeped in, and he's just like a little tiny like puddle that he's like in. And so she's like, you know what, you can share the air mattress with me. Yes, please.
I was
But it's
like, what bed trope?
one bed trope, one bed, one air mattress trope. Yeah.
I'm here for
But
it.
also, how big is this air mattress? Is it twin size?
I assumed it
Because
was like a
like,
queen or full size. That was in my head, which makes the tent pretty big then, I would assume.
that's a pretty good tent. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. But she's very much like, this is platonic, of course. Like, don't get any ideas. I'm like, that's all he's gonna do is get ideas.
That's all we did was good ideas.
That's all we did. We're like, yeah, uh-huh. Honestly, I expected like it to pop at some point because
Me
things
too.
get too frisky. But it doesn't. And then nothing happens the first night that they share this air mattress, except sleeping. I'm like, lame. So the next morning, Zach is bathing in the lake in all of his naked glory. And Melody sees him and is all kinds of turned on. She's like, oh my God, this Adonis of a man is in this lake before me. And then she just spends the rest of the day trying to ignore him because she's just like, oh my God, I'm turned on by this guy. I cannot look at him. I can't look him in the eye. And she's doing random things all around the campsite. And Zach is just like studying his football playbook. And then they're like, you know what? Like, let's go on a canoe ride. There's like this blow up canoe ride they can go on. I'm like, who just carries that around?
Also,
mean,
this
Brooks
does not
did.
seem like safe. I'm just like,
No.
you're alone by yourself. You don't have cell service. There was a bad storm. Let's go in a blow up canoe.
That sounds fun.
It sounds
We are
fine.
just not camping people. We're just like, no, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that at all. It sounds like a terrible idea. But they think it's fun and they go. And they're on this little canoe, air mattress canoe, basically. And he's making it clear that he like wants her to forgive him and for them to try and be good again. And she reaches for an oar and like falls out. And then he's laughing at her. And she does like all these mathematical equations of like, okay, if I pull this canoe on this area with my weight, and she like flips him into the lake. And honestly, I loved that part. I was like, yeah, that was going to happen. You're both going to end up in the lake for sure.
And dirty.
And dirty.
But nothing happens. Next morning,
Nothing happens.
she wakes up. Zach has like his legs and like arm around her, and he's very happy to see her.
He's very happy.
Very, very happy. And he's not embarrassed at all about it. And he makes it clear like he's been hitting on her all weekend because he's attracted to her. And then he says one of my favorite lines in the beginning of the book, because anytime he gets near her, he gets hard. Like, he is going all in.
Yeah. He wants
And
to
then
go all in.
He wants to go all in, right? And she's just like, maybe he's just horny. Like, he just needs to get laid. I'm like, where have you been?
Oh, honey.
So they end up fighting in the woods. Some of their banter is just so great throughout this book. And then she sees the red shoelace bracelet on him.
Yes.
And she's like, wait, what is that?
Yes.
And then he pushes her on like, why did you ask me to kiss you that night 10 years ago? And she finally admits that she was in love with him. And he's like, well, how do you feel about me now? And I'm like, what kind of question is that? How do you feel about me now? I've not spoken to you in 10 years. Are you still in love with me?
Yeah, right? Also, like, I'm kind of still pissed at you for not talking to me for 10 years.
For 10 years. And
How
I just
dare
got out of a relationship where I'm now realizing I was love bombed and manipulated for 6 years.
Yeah.
But I love it because she doesn't really answer the question. Instead, she just talks about like, I've been out of this relationship and like, I've moved on, Zach. And then she shocks him by saying she wants a do-over and tells him to kiss her. And he does.
Yay! Finally.
Yay! Finally. And then we get our first spicy scene in the book where Zach ends up finger fucking Melody in the woods, and then she returns the favor, and it's extremely hot for both of them.
I'll go camping for that.
Right? Because I just imagine it like up against a tree, like it is. There's no one around. We're screaming really loud. It sounds like a good time if I wasn't allergic to nature.
Yeah, that's true. I'm allergic to grass, and so
and tree bark
I
and
get,
like all the things.
Yeah, so like it all sounds good up until you think about the logistics. Like, oh wait, there's like mud and there's like bugs and there's like
I know.
gross things.
It's kind of like Sex on the Beach. It sounds really hot, and then you think about sand and where it would get, and you're like,
Oh
I don't
no.
I
It's
don't think I want
no.
that.
No.
So it was very hot for both of them. Afterwards, Zach thinks it means something more. And Melody's like, that was a one-time thing. It'll never happen again. And she's just like, I'm glad Connor wasn't the last person to touch me. And I'm like, oh, Zach's not happy. He's, because he's
Mm-mm.
thinking this meant something. And she was like, what do you mean it means nothing to you? And then Parker shows up.
Because of course they needed a rescue.
They did need a rescue. And I'm glad it was Parker. It would have been funnier if he would have showed up maybe a few minutes earlier.
I
Um,
know. And it's been like, well, what's going on here, guys?
well, because it would have been really funny because I think like as much as he's obviously okay with them dating, it would have been very funny to see him find his best friend with his hands all over his sister.
Yeah.
Like what kind of are you calm about that or do you lose your shit a little bit? Like you don't
Yeah.
like you're okay with it, but like I don't want to see it happen.
Yeah, yeah. Second, you're like, good for you
Right?
guys. Good
I
job.
also feel like he needed a dose of that, considering like he made her probably have pictures in her mind of him having loud bondage sex with some Swedish girl.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I'm like, there's payback to be had for sure. So then 6 days later, Zach is at like a football practice with Brooks, who calls him about Melody. And apparently, Zach has just been single since their freshman year of college. And Brooks is like, yo, what happened between you and like the love of your life, like while you were stuck together for 3 days? And Zach's like, nothing happened, like whatever. And Brooks is like, nah, bullshit, call bullshit. And he ensures like, Zach, like, you need to get Melody's number. You need to talk to her. And he's just like, you know what? I'm going to add her to the group chat. So he has Summer add Melody to the group chat, and that's where he can like get her number in there. We start to wonder, Parker, Brooks, Summer, are you guys all playing matchmaker here? Like, you're all in this together. And I mean, cue like the singing of High School Musical, like, we're all in this together. Get Zach and Mel together after 10 years apart. Ooh, just saying. So then Zach immediately texts Melody. He's like, hey, with a period. And she's like, psycho. Who does
Right?
that? And I agree. I'm like, yeah,
Use an
what are you
exclamation
doing?
point.
Yeah, or I don't know, an emoji or something, or just, I don't know, but just like, hey, like, that's such a dude.
That's
So,
yeah.
such a dude. And he's just like, I want to see you. I want to meet up. And she's like, okay, fine. Like, I'll meet you at the stadium. And during this conversation, we learned Melody has never dated anyone until Connor. So it's like she goes from like literally being told no to a kiss with Zach and then like into college and then meets Connor. It's like, definitely understand why she's so naive about everything and about like what Connor was doing to her for years. And then we find out like neither Zach nor Melody are sleeping very well. And Melody ends up just like falling asleep in Zach's arms on his couch in his office. And this leads Zach to be like, hey, you know what? In case you want to try sleeping again, like, here's my address and you can come over. We can try sleeping together. And you're like, uh huh,
Uh-huh.
uh huh. One bed trope again, guys.
I mean, it's not their
So
fault. They can't sleep without each other.
they
It's a
just
medical
can't.
need.
It's yes. For science, they need to see if this works out
Exactly.
more. So then Melody shows up at his house and says, like, okay, fine, we can be friends. And Zach makes it very clear. He's like, well, you know what? Friends don't dry hump each other. You got
I
a point.
mean, you
You
do
got
have
a
a point.
point. Friends don't know what each other feels like and tastes like. Like that's
That's
that's a bit beyond the
that would be
friend
the
line.
line.
Yeah.
Friends probably haven't seen each other naked.
I mean, unless you're in like a spa house or something.
Right. But I mean,
But
like,
still.
just randomly on like a Tuesday.
Yeah, on a Tuesday, friends don't just like stick their fingers inside of you.
No,
Hopefully. Unless
you're
you
not
want them
friends if
to.
that's the case.
Yes, exactly. If you want them to, yeah. So he is not her friend and he wants her. So he asks her out, which makes her think like this is a pity date. Like, no, I'm refusing. Like, I'm not gonna go out with you. Like, I'm moved on, allegedly.
Sure you did.
Sure you have.
So their first night sleeping together, I thought it was hilarious because like she comes in like with multiple layers on. right? She has like shorts on, she has a t-shirt, she has like a sweatshirt, sweats, like socks. Like she is
Oh, girl.
dressed like it is a blizzard. And she's like, "You're a furnace." And he's like, "Or you could just take some of your clothes off."
Yeah, it's
And
like
then
maybe
there's,
you have like 20 layers on.
right? Maybe you were just being a little crazy. And then there's lots of like accidental touching that occurs.
Oops.
Oops. And then we have like another spicy scene where Zach finger fucks her again. And I'm like, "Ooh, sex is gonna happen. It's gonna happen." And then she goes, "There will be no kissing." And I'm like, "What is this, Pretty Woman?" Like, what?
All I could
And
think
then,
of is there's a stupid phrase of you never kiss a hoe on the mouth because you're going to catch a feeling.
well, he's trying to catch a feeling because he's
He
like, there will
wants
be
to
no,
catch a feeling.
he wants to, he has feelings.
He has all the
He
feelings.
would like her to catch them.
Mm-hmm.
And so I love it because I feel like he's just like, well, there will be no fucking then. And
Which,
I'm like,
good for you.
good for you, but also bad for us.
No, bad. So bad for us.
But I think he does a really great job here because he makes it super clear, like he wants her, he wants to sleep with her, but he needs a few things to fall into place first. And my mind went really dirty on I was like, well, I think she was hoping something would fall into place.
Mm-hmm.
And
Many
he said,
times, over and
many
over
times,
again.
right? And he's like, this is the second hardest thing he's ever had to do. And she's like, well, what was the first hardest? I'm like, where have you been, girl? And he's like, well, leaving you that night. I'm just like, oh. But then like nothing happens. They just cuddle. Next morning, Zach washes her favorite mug that he's kept like all this time. He's went out and got lactose-free cinnamon creamer for her. He makes her breakfast. And I'm like, how are we not falling madly in love with him right now? That's also when she starts to feel like this house is like oddly familiar, like deja vu. And I'm like, is this the house from the vision board?
Right?
I was like,
yes. I was like, it's got to be. It's got to be.
it's gotta be. And so I started like going, oh, was this like a house that like she had saw like in town that she loved and like had posted a photo up and then he bought it or something like that? I mean, this man has been pining after her for a decade and building a life for her for a decade, like just
Yes.
hoping to get a chance with her. And I'm like, how are we not falling in love with him again?
Yeah.
And then she does like the typical, like, we gotta set some ground rules. If we're gonna continue sleeping together, no one can know about this, especially not Parker. And I'm like, well, I mean, I get that.
Sure. Yeah.
Sure. And Zach's like, I don't give a fuck what Parker thinks. And I'm like, do you?
But you
I think
do.
you might, but you do.
Yeah.
And then she talks about like how she wants to figure out like what to do next. She wants to move back to the city. And Zach suggests that she make a playbook on how to get like what she wants. And then she does that and he ends up doing the same. And basically I'm like, told her to make a goal list. I mean, she makes a goal.
I know.
She writes like 5 goals down.
Yeah. But
But,
they
like,
have
the
to do
sports
it in
analogy.
like this. But yeah, exactly. I'm like, you have your vision board. And I'm like, okay, so now you have your playbook. And I'm like, that's the same.
Same thing.
But you know what? That like it works. You know,
It does work.
You write
Unless
down your
crafts
goals.
are needed. Because the vision board, I feel like you need
Yes.
crafts for.
You do. You really do. Like you need to make collages. You need to have like different color highlighters on stuff. Like it's a process.
Yeah.
You need that. So then she's as quickly just like, you know what? Okay, I need to figure something out off my list. She's like, I need to get a second job at like the local diner here to help like earn some more money so that I can buy new clothes and then get my own place again. And so basically Parker and Summer then later stop by. And Parker finally tells them about this whole hands-off Melody Woods rule, which literally meant that like none of his friends, like none of the athletes at school were allowed to date his twin sister because he's like, I don't want to hear about her in the locker room because boys are dumb and do locker room chatter, which I'm also like, maybe these aren't good guys if they're like talking about
Also-
girls like that.
And also, Parker, were you one of them also doing the locker room chatter about other girls?
Yeah. It's like, how about you be
Just-
the good example
Correct.
and be like, we're not going to talk about women that way. I don't know. What a crazy
I
idea.
don't know. Crazy idea.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, you wouldn't want someone talking about your sister that way. Well, that's someone's sister, so hello. But anyway, basically, he like threatened everybody and was like, don't date my sister. And needless to say, Melody is furious and explains to Parker that she's like, I can't believe you did this to me. Like, I thought something was wrong with me because nobody ever wanted to date me until Connor in college. It's like, this is your fault that I had like no confidence in myself. And I'm like, Well, yeah, kind of.
Kind of.
So then Summer and Melody go shopping, and the store owner tells Melody to get whatever she wants today. It's all on her. I'm immediately suspicious. I'm
Same.
like, no,
No.
that's not how that one works.
And if
But
it
she's
is, can you
like,
tell me the name of the store? I'd like to go there.
can I go and like make up a crazy sob story and be like, can I get free shit, please? Um, but like, okay, I understand. Like, all right, Melody, you need this, and like, you need these new clothes, considering all of your previous clothes were picked out and bought by Connor. But like, picked out's the main keyword here. Like, he was like, you're gonna wear this, which
Also,
like,
she's really young to refer to things as blouses. Like her
yeah.
entire wardrobe, I was like, was it meant for my grandma? Like I was
Yeah.
just like, I,
And she's wearing
I,
like the cardigans and stuff. And I'm like,
yeah. And like I mean, cardigans are cute during the fall sometimes, but I feel like if
yeah.
you were wearing a blouse and a cardigan, you might be aging yourself 50 plus years. Just throwing it out
Yeah.
there.
Hence why when she like showed up to go camping, Summer was like, are we going to church? Like,
Like, what's going on?
why are you wearing this? So it's like, yeah, you need new clothes, honey. And what we don't learn until later here is that Zach actually organized the entire shopping excursion and is paying for everything. But like, it's a better version, Like, she gets to pick everything else. That's great. And so Melody's in the dressing room and sends Zach a little picture of her trying on clothes. And I'm like, oh, girl, you know what you're doing here. You
Right?
know what you're doing here. Come on. And of course, he ends up calling her and he's just like, I like this on you. That looks so good. Like complimenting her, doing everything for her self esteem to be like, this looks great. Like, I love your legs. Like, I love those shorts. Please buy those shorts. Please buy this green dress. And she's like, mm-hmm. But Summer's like, who are you talking to? And she's like, no one. Bye. I'm like, oh, girl, come on. So then next we get Zach is at practice and Melody just stops by. And there's a super cute little interaction with his quarterback, Noah, who hits on Melody. And Zach is like, back off. That's mine. Mm-mm. And it's just like really cute. And we then learn this relationship that Zach has with Noah, how he just like helps him out, given that like Noah has a really difficult family life. And it's just really sweet to see like Zach's like a really good guy. And then Melody's like, oh my God, I can't find my lip balm, like wherever. And he's like, check your pocket here. And she's like, I never put it there. Oh my God, it's here. Just starts finding lip balms in places that she didn't put them, but they just magically happen to be there. And Zach just happens to like recommend those spots. I see what you're doing. I like it.
I approve.
And then I approve, yes. And then Melody's also like, hey, Zach, there's this like student who's like standing over there in the stands who, is like can catch stray passes apparently. Like she like sees it. And she's like, you should have Noah throw this over to him and see if he catches it. And it's like, heads up. And he does. And boom, new player on the team. Maybe that's going to end the bad football game streak stuff they have. I'm just like, football, sports, stuff.
Balls.
Balls.
You sound like Taylor Swift last night on the New Heights podcast explaining about how little she knew about sports and football before she met Travis Kelce. That's immediately what I thought about.
Sports, yay.
Yay. Okay, so when Melody's working at the diner, Zach stops by and they're having this like intimate conversation. Then Parker and Summer walk in, and Melody acts like she's in high school and was just caught by her parents with a boy. She's like, "Oh, Zach, how are you?" Like, nothing going on here. And Zach like gives zero fucks about it, or at least I think he thinks he does. And then that's when Parker brings up, he's like, Melody, you've been sneaking out every night, and every morning you're sneaking back in. And Melody's like, I mean, well, so it's like something happened and it was unexpected. And she's like, basically like word vomit. And then Zach blurts out, she's dating Brooks. And I'm just like, I thought you didn't care.
Yeah.
And then Parker has like a really interesting facial expression, and his line of questioning made me pretty convinced that Parker didn't believe she was dating Brooks and like knew the truth the entire time. But I also think Parker is kind of like one of those characters, like, let's see how far they will take this. So,
Absolutely.
so now we have some fake dating going on because Mel's gonna date Brooks. Brooks was not thrilled when he learned said news.
Yeah,
And I'm
he's
like,
like, wait,
why?
what? Huh?
Wait, what? I'm like,
Who am
why
I
are we
dating?
pulling poor Brooks into this mess? Like, he got out of a bad relationship. He has his own
Yeah.
shit going on. Hasn't he been through enough? And Brooks, like, gets caught into doing it. He makes it very clear. He's like, Zach, I think this is going to get really messy. Like, you have feelings for Melody. I don't think this is going to go well. And Zach's like, it'll be fine.
I'll be fine.
It'll be fine. So before their first, like, football game, Melody finds another four-leaf clover for Zach, making us wonder once again where these all are. Supposedly the same place she always found them. So there's, like, a magic four-leaf clover area, I guess, in town.
Yeah, there's a 4-leaf clover patch, apparently.
Apparently. And she has to sit with, like, all the other wags at the game who all think she's dating Brooks and thinks, like, they're like, oh, he's the heartthrob of the team. And Melody's like,
And wags means wife and girlfriend.
girlfriends.
Okay. Girlfriend.
Friends. And it's really funny because Melody's like, what do you mean he's the heartthrob of the team? Like, I mean, clearly, like, that would be Zach, is like what she's thinking in her head. And then Summer's like, you're dating Brooks? Like, I thought you would end up with someone that had a little bit more bite than Brooks, because Brooks is a teddy bear. He's a dirty teddy bear, but he's a teddy bear. And then I was like, shit, does Summer know the truth too? I'm like,
Right.
I think they're all in on this now, because Brooks knows that this is going on. And I'm at this point, I'm convinced that Parker and Summer do too.
Yeah. Like, they're not going to be able to hide this for much longer, but
No.
they're going to try. So then Melody also then runs into the shop owner at the game, who has had a few too many drinks and lets it slip that Zach is the one who paid for her entire shopping spree. Yeah. So initially we're like, this is great. This is awesome. She's finding out the truth that Zach loves her, but not really for her. She's like, it's a realization that reminds her too much of like what Connor did. And we're like, uh-oh, that's not good. That's not good. Do not put Zach and Connor in the same boat. Because now she's starting to question, like, what does Zach want from me? Like, he's doing this for me. Like, there's going to be an expectation. I'm indebted to him. Because, again, she's brainwashed into thinking this because of dick-face Connor. And so she then, like, waits to talk to Zach after the game about all of this. And she's just like, you know what? Okay, I'll talk to my fake boyfriend here, Brooks, who admits to being involved in the whole shopping spree situation. And he's just like, you know what? If Zach... he doesn't want to hold this over your head. Like, he would have just told you about it. He should have really done that. But he wanted to be a secret, and he just wanted to help you. And, like, yeah, he did the wrong thing. He should have told you. But he really just wants to help you. He's a good guy. He has a good heart, good intentions. And that kind of makes Melody feel a bit better about it.
Yeah.
So then, when Zach gets home, Melody is wearing his jersey. And kind of just his jersey. And talk about a way to turn a man on, apparently. There's a moment when they're like about to kiss and it's like about to get hot and steamy and you're like, yes, please, this is the moment. And Noah shows up.
Kids.
Cold water just poured on you. I know, seriously, kids, you're just like getting all hot and sexy and then like a kid walks in and goes, Mommy, and you're like.
Or like knocks on the door.
Mm-hmm.
I have a question. Do you need help right now? Yes, it's an emergency. It's never an emergency.
Never. Ever, ever, ever. It's like, please, just give me, I would say 5 minutes, but please give me at least 20 minutes. Like, come on. Like, stop it. Oh, man. So basically, that's when Melody learns that, like, there's more to Noah's family life than she realized and, like, how Zach is helping him. And it's really sweet to see just, like, how protective Zach is of Noah and, like, how he refuses to take any credit for how he's helping him. He's just like, no, like, this is the right thing to do. Like, don't try and put me on a pedestal. Like, I'm just doing the right thing, you know? But it warms Melody's heart to see him in this light. She's just like, aw, I love you, I think. So later that night in bed, because remember, they're just sleeping, Melody is like, hey, Zach, I just really want to thank you for the clothes and the lip balm. Because she calls him out on that. And then it's so funny. He's just like, how'd you know? She's like, well, I mean, it's brand new lip balm every time. Like, I haven't used it. And he's like, dang it, I forgot to wear it in. Damn it. It's like, but still cute. And it's just like all these little things that he's doing to make her feel special. And she's like, why are you still single? Like, I don't understand. You're such a great guy. You're such a great catch. And he's just like, so catch me. And you're like, oh, yes. And then he admits, he's like, I've never been single because I've always been yours. Swoon.
Right? Like,
Catch me? Oh my God. The banter is so good.
it's so good.
Love it.
So then you get to this Wags Flag football game where Melody is basically a badass and kicks ass and everything. And you get to see Brooks like get all the compliments about his girlfriend while Zach has to like sit next to him and pretend like he's not in love with her.
Yeah.
It's pretty
He's just
funny.
sitting there like, that's my girl. That's my girlfriend.
Right?
Those are my legs. Those are my boobs. Mine.
Mine.
But I can't.
But also, Zach, you created this problem.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
when they're finally
It's
alone
like,
in the park,
look, here's the like, well, if it isn't the consequences of my own actions.
correct, coming to bite me in the ass, like Brooke said. So they finally are alone in the parking lot, and Zach talks about kissing her again because he said their first kiss in the woods wasn't what he imagined. He thought it would be at sunset with the rain pouring down at the top of the Eiffel Tower, and I'm like, you were 18. Like, how were you going to Paris? That's
Right,
very specific.
Yeah.
But then, like a movie, like it starts raining, and they kiss, which is like really sweet. And she's like, I need to go home and take a shower. He's like, you can take a shower at my place. She's like, well, you have scratchy man towels. And and your sheets are scratchy. And he was like, well, let's go shopping. And then I assumed he took her to Target because that was in my brain. Right.
Yes,
So they go on this little mini shopping spree to like buy all these more comfortable items because to make his house more home.
I am just like, I want to marry this guy. You know, I'm like,
Right?
wait, he buys you, he lets you pick out and buy clothes. He's just like, buy whatever you want, honey. Like, you pick it out, you get it. And he's like, I'm going to take you to Target and let you buy whatever you want to decorate my house. I'm like, yes, sign me up. Please.
Well, and he also seems to be okay with fluffy pillows.
Yeah. He's like, whatever you want.
He's a unicorn. Most men don't understand the need for multiple pillows on the bed.
Yes. Exactly.
And I feel like he does. And he lets her paint the walls. It's really, the house has been like a blank canvas, and he's been waiting for her to make it a home. And then that's when Melody realizes, like, oh, he's making a lot of room for me in his life, and it feels really nice. It feels very different to what she's experienced before. And then we have like this really kind of like quasi-awkward conversation because Melody is like thinking about moving to the city. She's like on the internet, like at Zillow, probably like looking up different apartments. And he's like, you can't live in a shitty apartment. And she was like, well, I mean, it'll be fine. What if the mice are like Cinderella?
Yeah,
and I'm
right?
like, girl,
No.
the bar, we need to raise the bar.
No.
He's like, I'll pay, like, I can help you pay for it. And she's like, no. And then she makes this question of like, well, would you ever move to the city? Right? And she kind of like just drops it out there. And he's like, well, I built this house more for more than just myself. Like, and he's like, well,
Question.
for you.
Where did he get all this money to buy this house?
I
Like,
don't
he
know.
bought the land and built this house. I'm
Built
like,
the house.
how? That's very expensive.
It's very expensive. Well, but I guess, and he's just now the head football coach. I don't know. Maybe he saved up a lot because he lived at home. I don't know. It's a great question. That's why I like
I'm just
folks like
this
this.
doesn't get
'Cause, like,
explained.
we don't have to talk about interest rates or like
Yeah,
PMI
right?
or
Yeah.
homeowners
like,
insurance or property taxes. All the adult things that suck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like, nope, okay.
But then he talks about like how he built this house for her and like our kids. And I'm like, oh, that's really sweet. And then she starts to like picture in her mind like what that could look like. But then she also knows like she can't stay there. She wants to go to the city. And I'm like, why do we want to go to the city? Like, what is our obsession with this? And then we start to like, I think they're about to have like a real conversation. And then Noah walks in again. I'm like, Noah, I love Noah's character, but I'm also like, damn it, Noah.
Damn it, Noah, get out.
Get out. And then it does lead to like at some point Melody like looks over Zach's playbook and like data and stuff on the next team she's playing, and she's like, oh, well, you should do this. And he was like, how did you just see that in like 2 minutes? She was like, oh, it's just really easy. And that's when she starts to realize like another career option for her that involves math and football.
Perfect world. That's nice. So then they are at an away game and Melody doesn't go. And it turns out that the team wins their very first game ever. And it's like, that's amazing. But like, it's late and she's like, I really want to be there to like celebrate with him. But like, it's a 3-hour drive. Like, what do I do? But then she's like, fuck it, I'm going to go. And she's like about to go on this long drive and like text him that she's like, hey, I'm coming. Like, I'll be there soon. And then she gets a text from him telling her to open the front door. And it's like, oh, I love that. I love it so much. And so then things start to get really hot and heavy in the hallway until all of a sudden Parker hears them. He's like, Mel's, what's going on? She's like, nothing. I'm just getting a glass of water. And don't come out here because I'm naked. He's like, ew. Oh, I don't want to see my sister naked. I'm like, okay, so that is where he draws the line, but he'll talk to his sister about sex and bondage and shit, but doesn't want to see her naked. Whatever. So basically Zach and Melody have to like sneak back into like her room, which I'm like, that's so just like high school versions, you know,
college, right? Like just
sneak in. Woo. And we get a nice little spicy scene here where Zach and Melody go down on each other in the hottest fucking 69 ever. Like, I am not gonna lie, I got very turned on reading this scene. I was just like, holy shit. I had to like call my husband and be like, get in here right now. I'm like, woo.
like,
it was glorious. Like, that guy
well done.
fucks. That guy fucks. Like, and that wasn't even sex yet. I was just like,
no. Well, I think that's one of the things I loved about this book is you, like, when you first meet him, you think he's this kind of like straight-laced do-gooder. And then in this scene specifically, I was like, holy fuck.
Yeah. You're like, wow. Like,
wow.
Oh my. Like, it felt like watching a porno in your head while you're reading it. And you're just like,
it was very enjoyable. Because I love it when it's the ones you don't expect. When it's the guys that you're just like,
oh my God.
Like, I thought you were the rule follower. And I mean, you do follow rules, but they're dirty rules. And I like
dirty rules. Yes, please.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Whew. So the next morning, they're, you know, in like their sleepy, like post 69 haze. And Melody's phone goes off and it's fucking Connor. And she's just like freezes, you know, like what? But you know what? She does the right thing and she hits ignore, silence it. But then he follows up with a voicemail and a text. And it's just like, oh my God. And he's just like, you know, like, I miss you. I want to work things out between us. Like, fuck you, buddy. Like, I'm sorry. Like, you just came home for your little vacation where you fucked your way through South America and now you're lonely. Like, no. That's not how this works. Thankfully, Melody's also like,
I feel like in this situation, I was just like, oh my God, how do men know this? Like, do you have something like, I just had a good day and now like ex-boyfriends like know when to wreck your life. They're like, I'm going to just lob a little call to you. You're 700 miles away, but you seem happy. Boom, bomb.
Boom. Yeah, it's like they get a little notification like, uh-oh, they're happy without me. I need to disrupt their life. And it's like, fuck you.
Yeah.
So, but thankfully, you know, Melody's like, I'm not talking to him. I'm not going to listen. I'm not going to engage. I'm not ready for that. And honestly, you know what? Zach is such a supportive guy in this situation. He's like, you know what? I understand that. Like, he's like, I haven't really had a relationship before. He's like, but I understand what it's like to have like good days and bad days after loving someone. And she's like, who have you loved? Have you loved somebody? And he's like, yeah. And like kind of tells her about it. And she gets really sad because she's like, oh, I hate this unknown girl who like happens to be her. And it's like, dude,
right.
Come on.
How does she not see that?
Right. Like the way he's describing everything, I'm like, he's talking about you, honey. And it's obvious, like everyone but them, that like Zach is talking to her, like about her. And it's like, oh, dude, come on. So then Parker like knocks on the door and he's like, so I'm going to go get some coffee. You guys want anything? It makes it very, very clear that he knows that someone spent the night with Melody. He's like, you guys both want coffee? And then he later sends a message to the group chat about how a couple of you had a wild night. But is also like, but congrats on like the football win. Like we should all get together and celebrate later. And it's just like, yeah, Yeah, they know. They all know, guys.
But the best part was like this happened, like he sends that group text and like immediately like Brooks responds like yes. And I'm like, you're supposed to
Yes.
be in bed next door. Like you are
Yeah.
not helping, Brooks.
But then I think later Zach responds and goes, yay, period.
Right.
And then like Melody's just like, what is wrong with you? You need to work on your texting skills. You sound like a sociopath.
Right.
Which I'm like, you're not wrong.
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
So then we get to the bar that night, and Zach is about to lose his shit because Brooks and Melody have to pretend like they're dating. So they're like sitting close to each other, and then Summer is like poking the bear. She's like, oh, you guys, we should take a picture. Like looking all cozy. You could send it to Connor, Melody. That would be great, right? Oh, what if you sit on his lap? Oh, what if you kiss him? And then Zach gets up. He's like, I'm gonna go get more drinks. Because like Brooks is about to get his ass handed to him.
Yeah, and Brooks is just like, oh my God, are we taking this too far? I don't want to get hurt. Ugh.
Brooks is like, I don't like her. Like, what's like, she's nice, but like, it's
Like,
so funny.
No.
Because he doesn't want to watch Melody like fake kiss her fake boyfriend, right? So he ends up going to the bathroom to compose himself. And then like Melody comes to find him because she like spills a drink on herself, I think, right? Like just to get out of it. And then we get our next spicy scene in the book where Zach goes down on Melody in the bar and she returns the favor. And I was like,
Oh my God, I loved it.
you think Parker heard things last night?
Right? But thankfully the bar is loud.
Is it loud enough though?
I know, exactly. Like, this is a bathroom. It's going to echo. And like, yes, he checked all the stalls to make sure nobody's there. But I was still
But
like,
also,
and he locked the door. I'm like, first of all, this is unrealistic that no girl would have to come in there to go pee
correct.
at a bar. Like,
Right. There's always a line.
once you break the seal, it's done. You have to go to
Correct.
the bathroom every 5 minutes after you've been drinking. So I'm like, how are you guys in here this long with nobody interrupting you? Like, that's unrealistic.
And then I also was like, I hope the bathroom was really clean because most bar bathrooms
I
are
know.
not. But
I know. I was like, oh, no, I do not want, no.
but I enjoyed it for them. So
Oh,
a
I
few
did.
days later, we see Melody. She's like applying for her dream job with this rival college football team. She sees it pop up. Zach's like, you should apply for it. It would be great. Even though like she'd have to move away. And it's just like once again him proving that he wants what's best for her. Then we get to see one of the sweetest things, which is Zach is like on what I assume is a FaceTime video call with his mom. And Melody like happens to walk out there and make a comment. And his mom knows about Melody. So his mom didn't live in Oakwood Bay. He lived with his grandma until she died. And so this is when Melody starts to realize like all the things that Zach said about this person that he loved were about her.
Yes.
And I was like, oh, so swoon. And then his mom mentions like how Zach refused to leave Oakwood Bay after his grandma passed, how he built this beautiful house and left it completely blank on the inside, like it wasn't his to finish. And then that's when like it dawns on Melody, like this was the same house on my vision board all those years ago. And then they have this moment like when he gets off the phone with his mom where like she's ready like emotionally to hear the words that she knows Zach wants to say. And he just like looks at her and is like, it's going to have to wait until I come back. Like, don't make me say it and then make me leave for this away game.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh,
But also like, come on. We're so close.
we're so
Come
close.
on. So then Zach leaves for his away game and has to like legit like take like a plane ride away.
Yes.
And creepy fucking Connor does not get the message and shows up at the diner where Melody is working. And he's straight up like, I want you back. And he's like, I never said any of these crazy things that you're saying that like I did. He's like, I never threw away your makeup. Like I never told you not to like wear this stuff or do this stuff. Like full on gaslighting at its finest. Like making her think that she made all this up. But she's not falling for it. She's like, wait, no, you did do these things. But thankfully her brother Parker shows up and literally like bitches out Connor, like grabs him by the shirt and like kicks him out of the diner. And then Parker also tells Connor that you should be very glad that someone else didn't find you. And like you'd be a pile of limbs on the sidewalk if someone else did. And it's just like, oh boy. But Connor just doesn't get the hint, of course, because he's a stupid idiot. And then Parker like tells the group chat, he's like, Connor just showed up, which causes Zach to immediately call Mel. And he's like, are you okay? Like, what's going on? And he like insists, like, I'm coming home. I'm on my way. Like, let's go. But like, the game hasn't started yet. And she's like, no, like your team needs you. Like, you stay. And he's like, all right, hold on a second. All right, there's a plane that leaves in an hour and a half. Can you get on it? Like, I'm going to buy you a ticket right now. Come see me. She's like, okay. So she gets on a plane, goes to see him, and Zach is just like itching to like get back to the hotel and like find her. And like the second he sees her, it's over. It's done. He's like all over her, doesn't care who is watching. Like she runs to him. It's like this beautiful like movie moment where they like jump into each other's arms, like making out. Literally start just like taking off their clothes like
in the elevator.
Elevator. Yeah. And she's like, "Are there cameras in here?" And he's like, "I don't fucking care." And it's just like her bras out. And I'm like, okay, well, I would have been a little bit like, let's just like wait till we get to the room, maybe.
Like we can wait 5 minutes.
We just a teensy bit, but you know, they don't. And they're in their room and they're like, you know, getting hot and heavy, and things come to a screeching halt when all of a sudden he has his shirt off, and he had up until this point like has not let her like see him without his shirt on. And I'm like, why? What happened to you? I'm thinking like,
Right.
Is there like a crazy like accident? Like, do you have like burn? Like what happened?
Like what's going on?
I'm like, I know you're not like self-conscious about your body. Like, I know you have a good body. Like, we've heard this description. So I'm like, you're sexy. Like, I don't get it. But apparently he has like these little like black 4-leaf clovers going all down his side, one for every year that he lost her. And it's just like, oh. So he has like 10 4-leaf clovers like down his side. And he's just like, the truth comes out, you know? He's like, listen, the reason why I left after you asked me to kiss you is because I had to go talk to Parker and tell him about my feelings for you. And he's just like, but then we fought. Like, your brother and I, like, legit just had, like, the worst fight we've ever had. It got physical. And he ended up choosing his friendship with Parker over her that night. And it's just been bad. And he's like, and because of all that, like, he still ended up losing her. And then his friendship with Parker still has never been the same. And it's been bad. And Parker, like, later admits, he's like, I was really drunk, so I'm not really sure what happened. So, like, it was bad. And then Zach finally confesses his love for Melody and how he's loved her for 14 years. He's like, I came to see you in the city. He's like, but I saw you with that dick, Connor. And he's like, I'm so sorry. Like, can you please forgive me? And can you please just fucking let me off the hook for the past, like, 10 years? Like, please, just let it go. I was a kid. I was an 18-year-old. I'm different now. I've realized my mistakes. I want you. I'm never letting you go. And then to kind of make things a little sad, like he's like playing with this little red shoestring bracelet and it breaks. Like
for good.
Snaps. It's gone. Yeah, it's gonzo. Like normally those little things that when they break you like make a wish, I think, right? Like those little kid bracelets. But Melody's like, hold on. And goes to her bag and he thinks like, oh my God, she's leaving. Like, because, you know, they were getting hot and heavy and now they put their clothes back on because they're like having a legit conversation. She surprises him by getting her red shoestring that she's kept on her key ring. And you're like, and she's like, this is what I had to go back to the tent for to get before the storm. And it's like, oh, you guys.
You guys, right?
And she just like reties it on his wrist and you're like,
and then they just like cuddle.
They cuddle. And I'm still like, wait,
what?
You still could have had sex. This doesn't have to stop. We can still have sexy sex time.
Right.
But they
we had a process, I guess.
Yeah.
So a couple mornings later, Parker comes to see her at the diner and she's like, did you like, I know about the rule. You've told me about the rule. What happened that night? And then it was really heartbreaking to hear Parker talk about how excited Zach was that night and telling him about how he felt about Melody and then like how Parker lost his shit. And Parker, I guess, tried to apologize multiple times, but Zach wouldn't listen to him. And it's never been the same since. But then Parker continues to pretend like he thinks she's dating Brooks. It's like just, and I'm like, God damn it, Parker. This was like an opportunity for you to come out and been like, yeah, I know I fucked it up 10 years ago. That's why I suggested you guys. And I'm like, he doesn't though. Mm-hmm. So then you see Melody confront Zach later about a variety of things that it's kind of like all these light bulbs start going off. She's like, you never had a prom date fall through. He's like, no, I never had one. I just pretended like I did so I could go with you. Like you never left Oakwood because you hoped I'd come back. He's like, yeah. He's like, you built this house for me. And he's like, mm-hmm. And then he shows her he's kept every 4-leaf clover she's ever given him from high school in his yearbooks. And then she's like, I don't want to pretend to date Brooks anymore. I want to tell everyone the truth. I love you. And it's like so sweet. Then we finally get sex. It is what they've been waiting for. We've been waiting for. The things that man says, like, oh my damn.
But oh my God, leading up to the sex, fucking Noah is still there. And they're just like on the opposite sides of the living room, just like, when's he gonna leave? When is he gonna leave? Just like itching, like for him to
Because he's
like
getting
get
ready
out
for
of
a
there so
date,
they can
right?
go.
Like he's like taking his sweet ass time.
Yeah, and she just starts like teasing him, just like, I'm just gonna take my pants off really quick. I'm just gonna play with myself. And he's like, don't you fucking dare. Don't you do that. Don't you dare. And she's like, what? Do this? And he's like driving each other crazy. And like the second that Noah's gone, they're just like racing down the stairs or like racing down the hallway, like up the stairs, like playing with each other. And you're just like, oh my God.
Oh my God.
Yes. I loved it.
It was incredible to read. Like he just says so many things.
And the shit he says, you're like, fuck. Like honestly, the part that I read over and over again was legit when he was like, all right, honey, playtime's over. And she's like, what do you mean? Like, I've already had like 2 orgasms. Like,
right?
You haven't finished yet? And he's like, nope. And like makes her put on his jersey and then like fucks her from behind. Like, oh my God. And he's like, literally, this was the best. This was the best fucking scene where he's just like behind her, holding onto her shoulders and just like continuously just like ramming into her. And I'm just like,
yep.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Like I had to go take a shower. Like,
like a lot of cool water needed to be poured on us.
I was just like, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
It was so good.
Best.
And if that's not hot enough, like the next morning, he goes down on her again because he's like, I'd like to eat breakfast in bed. I'm like, oh my God, what? Like, why have we waited 10 years for this?
Seriously. But he like sticks a waffle in her face. He's like, here's your breakfast and then here's mine. And, like,
and I'm just like, he brings you food and gives you orgasms at the same time. This sounds like a dream.
This is amazing. Yes, please. And then apparently he's like really, really big. Like, and I'm like, okay.
You know, we have questions about it.
I need to know, like, what do you mean he's big? And she's just like, at one point, like, he's not even halfway in me yet. And I'm like,
how big is that? Or how small is Connor?
Oh, yeah, right? It's like, oh, did he have a micro penis?
It might seem really big if you're used to something that's really small.
If it's this big,
just
and you're just
bring
like,
it out there.
Yeah,
I do feel like guys that tend to behave that way, like Connor did, tend to do it for a certain reason.
Yeah. Got a small dick. Gotta make up for it in other ways. But yeah, we're just like, whoa. And then like he picks her up and takes her into the bath. And I'm like, oh, yeah.
So many things.
Like some like bath love. And I'm just like, I want it. So later that day, after we've all cooled down a bit, Zach and Melody plan to tell Parker about them. And as they're going, fucking Connor is there. And I'm like, dude, take a hint. Get out. Like, this stalker never left town, apparently. He's like, I've been staying, like, around the corner, like, waiting for you. And I'm like, that's creepy. Like,
yeah.
No.
That's restraining order.
Yes, exactly. And he continues to, like, try and gaslight Melody into everything, like, thinking that she broke up with him. He's like, I can't believe you dumped me and you did this. And she's like, no, you didn't. Like, what? No. And it's like, I can't believe you're cheating on me with this guy. Like, oh, and it's like, I'm sorry. What the hell is wrong with you? Like, stop. But then we get so excited to see Melody stand up for herself because Connor, being the douchebag he is, like, calls Zach a guard dog. And, like, as he's walking away, goes, yeah, that's right. Woof, woof. And she's like, oh, no, you didn't. You did not just bark at him. And, like, she's about to go off on him. And it gets a little bit scary because then Connor, like, puts his hands on Melody, like, trying to, like, grab her. And she realizes then, she's like, wait, has this always been something that was probably going to happen? Like, was he going to eventually get physical? Which, yeah, I think he was. Yeah. But Zach loses his shit and pulls him off of Melody. And Zach is able to control himself until Connor says something truly horrible about Melody. And then Zach full on punches him.
He deserved it.
which so deserved it. And leading up to this point, like Zach has been very just like non-violent. Like he has let shit go. Like he let Noah's dad like beat him up, or like didn't like let him, but like, didn't hit back. Like he was
Yeah.
like, okay, we're talking this out. You hit me, I'm not gonna fight you. But he is gonna go down and like fight Connor. And it's so wonderful. It's so beautiful. And then Parker, Summer, and Brooke show up right around the corner when that happens. And Summer and Brooks are like, we're going to get this guy out of town. And like Parker goes to his apartment to then talk to Zach and Melody. He's like, we got to chat. Like, this has gone too far. And Parker admits, he's like, all right, guys, I know the truth. I know you've been sneaking around. Is like, are we done pretending about this now? Can we just be grown-ups, please?
Bert, you
I'm like,
started
dude.
this shit.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, you and Parker apologizes to Zach, finally. And they agree to work on their friendship. And Parker also admits, he's like, I'm fine with you guys dating. Like, it's fine. He's like, also, why did you think I sent you on that camping trip in the first place? He's like, I knew you were going to share a tent with Zach. He's like, there was never another girl coming over that weekend. And it's like, dude. And Summer and Brooks are also happy to realize that everything's out in the open, because they're like, yeah, we knew too. Like, everybody knew. And they even had a bet going on like how long it was going to take for them to admit what was going on. And I think Parker ends up like winning the bet. He's like, hand over that money. And Summer's like, damn it. And Melody and Zach are like, you knew
This entire time.
this entire time? And they're like, yeah, you guys really suck. Like, you're just so oblivious to that.
It happens, I guess. But we do get another spicy scene when Melody decides to wake Zach up by giving him a blowjob, followed by him going down on her. Then they have sex. And I'm like, this sounds like a beautiful way to wake up.
Right. So wonderful.
It also happens to be the start, like the day that Melody is interviewing with the rival team. Zach drives her there for support. And he knows, like, if she gets the job, she'll have to move away. But he's prepared to do, like, whatever it takes to make it work. And then that's also when we see him run to the head coach of this rival team, who lets it slip that he's going to be retiring, and Zach is on kind of their potential replacement list, which could be like a dream opportunity for him, because this team is much higher kind of like in their group.
Their division.
And
I know something.
And then he would get to work with Melody. But then he's like, I want to talk to her about it. Like, he really puts her first in everything. And then we learn later Melody got the job and Zach's really happy. And then she goes, will you move there with me? And then she has gotten a 4-leaf clover tattoo that she shows him, which is like so sweet. And then he was like, well, come upstairs. And like she goes upstairs to their room and he has his own grand gesture. There's like petals and candles everywhere. And he was like, I have this job opportunity. I was hoping, like, I was going to ask you if I like beg you to let me move with you.
Yeah.
And so, like, they're super excited about working together. And then we see the epilogue where, like, Melody's on this rival team doing, like, data analysis. They beat Zach's team in the championship. And he's just, like, super thrilled for her. And then he asks her to marry him. She says yes. Chef's kiss.
Chef's kiss. And the best part was he's like, I already have, is like, the ring is like at the house, you know, like, and he already has it and stuff, but he's like, I'm not gonna wait to go get it. And he like grabs like one of the little streamers that like is falling down for the championship and just like wraps it around her finger. And I'm like, oh, it's like the red shoestring all over.
It's just perfect, right?
And I'm like,
it's so cute.
So cute. Oh, I love it. Such a good book. And I immediately was like, I'm downloading the next one. Like, done. I need the next one now.
Okay, so in terms of hot and steamy, this felt like a 4.
Ugh. I mean, God, some of those chapters alone, I was like 10.
They were so good. So do you think so 4.5?
I'm
or
still
4?
Say it's a good 4. It's a good 4.
A solid 4. Okay.
Because I wish there was more.
I always wish there was more. We have a problem. It's a good problem. Okay. So when we get to chapter 11, that's like our first one where we're out in like the camping situation that you would never find Megan and I in.
No, never in a million years.
And like, there's a couple things that he says that I'm just like, it's so hot that I don't understand how she can't just like want to jump his bones forever.
Right.
But he's like, I like that moan too. You're so fucking needy, aren't you? You're wearing panties, Melody? Like, and he doesn't wait. And then he realizes like he finds her pussy again over her panties. Like the friction is decadent. All of this mud is killing me. I want my fingers inside you. I want to touch you. Feel your pussy clench around me like you need me. And then she just like moans his name. And he's like, you need me inside you, don't you? Fingers are nice, but it's my cock you want, isn't it? Tell me. And she's like, I want it. I wish you were fucking me. And I'm like, this is like his dream.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, I do appreciate that, like, he didn't put, like, mud inside of
in
her.
places.
Like, thank you.
Yeah.
But also, I'm like, you know what? Your cock probably was clean.
It probably wasn't muddy.
It wasn't muddy. You still could have whipped it out and just done it. That's what I would have said. I'm like, well, let's go.
And there was kissing allowed at that point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. There was. Very true. So then we get chapter 14 where Zach finger fucks Melody again, but this time at his house. And she just full on says, like, touch me. And my hand leaves her ass and she gasps when I find her soaking through her panties. I run a line over her pussy with my knuckles once, twice, then slip underneath the fabric. My impatient girl hitches her hips and my fingers are inside her. She's whimpering in my ears, squirming into my hand, and I'll never get enough of this. She's setting her own pace, fucking my fingers and kissing my neck, and it is so fucking hot. He's like, do you like this? Yes, she admits. And no, it's not how I want to come tonight.
But then she has to tell me he can't kiss her.
Ugh, rude.
I'm like, can you imagine?
You can kiss me here, but not here.
But not here. I feel like she's a little messed up.
That's a little fucked up, yeah.
So then we get chapter 26 where they go down on each other, which is Megan's one of your favorites.
Oh my God, my fucking favorite.
It was funny because I was like, what part should we talk about here? And I was like, we can't talk about the entire thing.
But can we?
But can we?
It kept going and you're like, I don't want this to end.
I know. So my kind of favorite part was when we're in his POV, right? And he's like, oh my fucking, and then he like can't, like words can't come out. And he says like, my hips pull back, drive in and pick up their pace, giving her what she wants, what I need. And I watch my cock disappear into her mouth over and over, both fighting and chasing my orgasm because I don't want this to end. I don't.
He's
and
like,
I'm just like, oh. Right? Yes. And he's like, it's fucking bliss. When I manage to make sense of the world around me again, I sink to the floor and pull her with me so she's cradled in my lap. Melody wipes at her mouth, her chin, when I move to wipe up a smudge of my cum on her lips. She guides my finger into her mouth to finish it off. Jesus fucking Christ. If this is what it's like, if I can barely stay composed over a hot 69, there's no damn way I'll ever manage to survive fucking her. No way. And I was like, I don't know if I'm going to manage to survive reading it after this.
I'm not. No. And it's so funny, like the teasing that they do to each other. Yes. Where like, he's like, please just sit on my face. Please just sit on my face. And she's like, And he's eventually just like, God damn it, I need you. He just like grabs her ass and just like pulls her over and just like full on 69. And then he like flips them, like there's a lot of movement.
There's a very acrobatic.
He's very acrobatic. And I'm like, okay, that's where an athlete comes in handy, I guess. Where I'm just like, you can move stuff around. And like, there's literally the best part of, I think, of that scene is like, her head is like falling off the side of the bed. And he's like kind of like standing on top. And he's like literally like deep throating her, you know? And like, and then he's going on top of her, like eating her out like crazy. And it's just like, imagining that scene, it's just like, oh my God. Squirt. Just like dead. Like, oh. Beautifully done. Thank you, Ellie Wilde.
Well done.
Thank you very much. More, please. So then we do get a little bit more. So chapter 29, Zach goes down on Melody in the bar bathroom, but she returns the favor. And oh my God. This man is a horn dog, and I love it.
I'm here for it.
So here for it. And he literally is just like, I wasn't done. And he hits me with a look that dares me to tell him otherwise. He's like, and neither were you. And then his tongue hits my pussy again. and my cry echoes around us. He slips a finger back inside me, and I'm so soaked it finds no resistance. Nor does a second finger, he adds, pushing all the way inside, moving with rapid pace of his tongue, making it all but impossible to suck in a breath until he finally pull back and find the right spot and rub inside me. And she's just like, why are you so good at this? And he doesn't bother answering. He just teases my other entrance, little butt work like that. And I can't believe it's taken me this long in life to realize I like my ass played with. And then again, Zach seems to understand me better than I do. The edge of my orgasm comes for me again, and my pussy pulses around his fingers. I'm so close. And then I catch Zach's eye. His laugh lines crinkle the second that I do. And though he continues to attack my clit with the same eagerness, every filthy lash of his tongue feels almost sweet now, adoring. And he loves this. He actually loves this. He's getting as much out of licking my pussy as I am. And I can see it in the way he looks at me. He is just, his fingers toying with me. And you're like, oh man. Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
If you are someone who truly enjoys receiving oral, this guy is your number one partner.
Correct.
Like, he could just stay there all day is what he said. He's like, give me an hour. I'll stay here all day. Hours, yeah. And it's like, uh-huh.
Okay.
Uh-huh. Okay.
So then we finally get to chapter 36 where he goes down her again and then they finally have sex. And there's so much about that chapter that we could talk about. My favorite part, though, was when he has her put on the jersey.
Yes.
Like, she's had, like, what, 2 orgasms? He's not done yet. And he's like,
prior to that, like, he's been like, you got to take all of me still. And she's like, there's more. And I'm like, well, honey, you've already given him a blowjob. So, like, you know how big he is.
Right.
So, that shouldn't be a surprise.
It shouldn't be.
But I guess he's big.
So I love it when he's like, you don't know what this means, Chloe. You wearing my name like this. The second I'm inside you like this, it's over. This is the last cock you'll ever get. This pussy is mine in this lifetime, the next. And the one after that, you get me. And I'm like, oh. And she's like,
he's gonna fuck her into oblivion.
He is, literally. And us as we read this.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, I get it. She's like, I get it. I get you. Put it back in. And I'm like,
she's like, don't stop. Keep going.
Like, oh my God, right? And then he's like, whose pussy is this Melody? And she's like, oh God, Zach, yours. It's yours. I'm fucking yours. And I'm just like,
it's yours. I'm fucking yours, Zach. I'm yours. Done.
And then, like, later he's like, I'm gonna get a little rough, okay? Tell me if it's too much. And she's just like nodding, like, please use me. Like, she's just like, yes. There's so much great in this book.
I can't.
I can't.
But
like,
I love it.
Good.
Oh my gosh. And he's just like, you're taking it so good. I'm like, yeah, she is.
Yeah, she is.
But fuck. And literally, then she's just like, sex coma. Sex coma. I can't move.
It's the best way to go to sleep.
Move. It's the best. Oh, that's how you know you've been thoroughly fucked. Top notch.
Yep.
And then we get a couple more because yay. Maybe it is a 4.5. So I don't know. So chapter 37, Zach goes down on Melody for breakfast in bed. What a lovely, lovely thing. And she's like, what are you doing? As she's chewing a bite of her waffle, and he goes, eating my breakfast. She squeaks when I yank her down to give me better access, and her legs fall open for me, and I kiss along her thighs. She gives a full body shiver and whimpers as I press a kiss to her clit. Nothing will ever, ever top this. I'm addicted to her pussy. Yep.
He is, like, literally.
He is. It's like crack for him. He needs it.
So good. Okay. We get to chapter 40. When Melody decides to do the same thing to him, she wakes him up with a blowjob. He goes down her. They have sex. Incredibly, incredibly good. My favorite part, there's a lot of things because, like, Noah's downstairs, so she has to be quiet, right? So there's a lot of, like, can you control your screams? And he's like, bite down on your pillow, Chloe. And I'm just like, oh. And then like her
Oh.
moans are muffled. I almost regret telling her to curb her sounds and missing them instantly. But it lets me fuck her rougher. The absolute fucking ecstasy weaving it through my body almost makes up for it. I'm almost there. Come with me. I'm close. Just wait. Now, Melody, come with me. Come with me. Or the second I feel this tight pussy with my cum, I'm bending you over the edge of this fucking bed, spanking that ass so hard you'll never forget when I ask you to come. I fucking mean it, Mel. Now come for me. Come on my cock. Scream my fucking name. And I'm just like, I did not expect this man. I like, oh.
Oh my God.
Like, I think there's a lot of people that could read this book and really elevate their dirty talk. Just throwing it out there.
Oh, good
Like, if your
Lord.
partner says you should be a little bit more possessive in bed, like,
It's great chapters for you right
some
here.
great chapters, just like throwing it out there, just giving you a little bit of a hint.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so as we try and cool off,
I know. Oh my God.
in terms of what's next, if you enjoyed this book,
I did.
we are
I very
100%.
much enjoyed this book.
We love this book. We are 100% convinced you need to read Only Between Us, which is the second book in this kind of interconnected series. It's the story of Brooks and how he finds love again after what Naomi did to him. If you love Zach, then you are going to go absolutely fucking feral for Brooks. Like, I can't.
I don't know if I can handle this.
It's
But I
incredible.
want to.
It's incredible. Plus, we are excited to read Parker's story and with Summer. That's going to come out in February of 2026. So stay tuned for
Yay.
that one. And if you were in your football romance era, also recommend checking out Everything Between Us by Aria Harding and Broken Play by Riley Page. And we also love the Agitator series by Megan Quinn. You know how much Megan loves hockey players.
I do.
And that consists of 5 books with 5 professional hockey players who also have extremely dirty mouths.
Mm-hmm. Love it. So good. So good. And then please join us next week when we dive into the world of romantasy and discuss A Fire in the Flesh by Jennifer Armentrout. Happy reading,
Happy
everybody.
reading. Thanks for listening to Late Night Reads. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook at Late Night Reads Podcast. And check out latenightreads.com for even more information about all the books we're reading. If you loved today's episode, make sure to subscribe, rate, and review our podcast. And share the show with your fellow book lovers.